Hi, I'm Jacob. So you're having a quiz? Great, I have a way to get you started. I have an app called Guestbook Go, which is available for iPad, and it's also available for iPhone if you want to try it there. Now this is meant to be for weddings and other parties where you want to have a guestbook for people to sign, just to write something, or they can record a video message of congratulations or something, or they can snap pictures in a photo booth. I have videos on all those functions, and this is going to focus on my newest feature with it, which is a quiz show. Now, quiz show is like the video recording function, but it's also going to ask questions while recording video. This is a great way to get the conversation started. So if I tap here, it's going to start asking me questions when it starts recording. How do you know the happy couple? Great way to get the conversation started. But you can also use it for an actual quiz. So let's say this is a question. And so you can have up to 10 questions, and you set the limit, either a total limit for all the questions or like a certain amount of seconds per question. And it can get fun if you have a question like this, where they have to like really try to, if they're stressed for time, they really have to. So that can be fun. So the purpose is not really to check all the answers, but the fun thing is how people answer these things. So that's the fun of recording video, when they're answering. And when they're ready with the questions, they can press stop. And if they don't press stop, now this is an important element of Guestbook Go, it always returns to the start screen. That's why we have a time limit. It always returns to the starts, whatever the guest does. So that's important. And it displays a custom message when you're done, and back to the start screen. Now this app works in landscape, and it works in portrait, like this. And of course the photo booth feature and the video message feature also work with external cameras if you want to, and external microphones. Wired microphones are the only ones I've tried. And regarding the external cameras, you need a UVC compatible camera, which is webcams, some action cameras, and some mirrorless cameras. And I found a great website that has a list of compatible cameras. You can check that out in the description. So we can see here in the settings that we now have the internal camera and the internal microphone. The back camera is also available if you want to use that. Now we have here, we start the event here, we have our main settings. We can change the title, we can add a subtitle. Let's do that. Let's call this quiz this. Focus on the quiz. And here we're going to disable these functions that we don't want for our event. We just want the quiz show. We can have a custom button label. And let's go with that. And we can even, if we go down here and change the background to something more fun, let's say we have a birthday party. We can change the background to something like that. And then we can go back up and change the button of this to match the background. We can pick a color here. Let's pick one of these blue colors. That's nice. And then we can change the fonts to something fun. Maybe, I don't know, appropriate for a background. For a party, I mean, birthday party. And so there it is. So you can customize like I just did, and you can have your own background image if you want to. So there's a help section here, pretty comprehensive. If you expand this list, you can see that it's got a lot of information. There's also a link to the webpage with support if you need that. There are 3 languages here, French and German as well. And there's also an album where you can check all the contributions that are made. You can find those here. And so when you're done, you just press Start Event, and to exit the event, you just hold one of these function buttons for 3 seconds, and it's going to exit the event. What also happens when you start the event is the device is not going to go to sleep, which is also important. You want it to stay on during the event. So if I start the event now, it's going to stay on until the device runs out of battery. So, of course, the iPad has a long battery life, but you might want to add extra power depending on how long your event is. So I just start the event, and it's going to just keep on running. Now, what you also want to do is enable guided access mode, which is kind of like museum mode, where you disable the physical buttons. Here you see the idle screen. Because what you don't want is people entering a control center or this home screen. So you set it up in your main settings, and then you triple tap to activate when you have the app running. Now, I think there's a known issue here with iOS, is that I set up guided access like a week ago, and it won't come on. But if I restart the device, it's going to work. So if it doesn't work for you, restart the device, the iPad, and guided access will work. Not an issue with Guestbook Go itself. So that's Guestbook Go and the quiz function. I hope you fun if you try it out. I hope you like this video, and check out the links in the description to the App Store and to the homepage and other videos. And thanks for watching.